Hello everybody and welcome back to the Pichonnière Valley. So we have had to just come to the store quickly because, if you remember in the previous episode, we used the forage wagon to load up out of the silage pit. But you get to a point where there's only so far that you can load. After that you need to then have a bucket. So this is why we are on our way here now. So front loaders and oh no, we can't use that bucket. So we'll have to go for the standard one. So let's buy that. And let's take this back. So hopefully now, with the massey on the forage wagon, we should be able to just keep using the bucket to keep opening the clamp, and then keep picking it up with the forage wagon to get some sold. I would also like to, because we've now moved into October, I think we can put spelt in. So I want to have a look at doing that as well. Because my hope is that over winter, I know we're going to spend a load of money buying a tractor now, but I'm hoping over winter we may be able to acquire another field, because I do have my eye on field 6, which that does have. Well, I'll get over there and show you. So it does have one of these electric fences going around it, but we can get rid of that. I'm also half tempted. This calf barn, do we just sell it and get rid of it, and vice versa, sell and get rid of the manure clamp, because that will give us a bit of money back in. See if we go construction. So that's another £7,500. Obviously, I had to pay for the manure clamp, so there's another. Well, there's over £15,000 just there off those two. And if we really wanted to, we could put a barn or something down here, but I just can't see us using this really, and I would rather have a clamp or do something up here, you know, when we go for manure. But obviously manure, we're taking it out of the shed up there, so it would just be somewhere to store. And here is I don't think we've got any straw in there, and that reminds me, I was meant to have got a bale shredder. But yeah, so that's another option. But I think I'll leave the shed and I'll leave the manure clamp to see how we get on, obviously, because we're going to go sell the silage, sell the massey, and then hopefully, I think was it the Deutzfrau or the Valtra? One of them I sort of earmarked and said, I can't remember which one it was now, that was the one that I would want to go for. But yeah, let's go into here, and yeah, you can see we've now got this perfect line of where the sheet still is. So let's just reverse this back, like so. Hop out, let's go hop into here. And now this should open it up more for us. Okay, I was wrong. How do I get my silage out? Have I just wasted £1,000 buying a bucket that I didn't need to buy? Right. Slight problem. Should we just try a bit further back? Right, I don't really know what to do now. So try from the back. So if this doesn't work, I don't really know what to do, because I thought a bucket would have done it. But that's still, whatever was left here is still showing as it's still sheeted. Nothing. Right. This is not good at all. How much silage? It says 103,000 litres of silage in here. Oh, open silo. Ah. Right, I can open it from this side. But why? I opened it from the other side. Does this mean I'm going to have to manually load all this now? So let's just go to... Okay, so I can't scoop this silage out. Can't get that either. Right, well, I'm going to go back into the clamp and see whether if we work from the back of the clamp forward, that helps. So my thinking, can we open it like... No. I didn't think we'd be spending the first, 5-10 minutes of the episode just trying to get into a silage clamp. Right, let's see. Can we at least scoop whatever's here? Okay, there we go. Right, we're getting somewhere now. So let's tip this back onto there. Let's now turn around again. And then this should be the last little bit, if we can just get... Okay, no, that doesn't want us to do that. Oh, it'd just be so easy if things were just simple. Right. Why is that edge just wanting to be... This action cannot be performed here. Right, let's just give this a go now with the Massey. I don't really want to try flick it into a time lapse, so it's just going to be a complete waste of time to do it. So let's turn this on, drop this down, and let's just hope that this is going to do something. We can't even get into the pit. Oh, it's such a tease. Right, let's have a bit more of a run up. Come on, Massey. Do it for us. I suppose if I lift it up. Speed. Right, we're going to try one more attempt. Power. Come on. Now I'm hoping if I turn this on and drop it down now. Right, well there's 30,000 and I'm not going to be able to get out now. There's 30,300 litres. Right, we need to try and figure out how to get this out. This is not happening how I envisioned it happening. I was rather hoping that we'd be able to get... Oh, actually, no, this is working a bit better now. Still nothing. So if I lift that up... Right, that's as high as... Oh, what's going on? Right. Oh, look at that. It's got to the front of the clamps now. Why has it done that? Right. I think let's just bang this into a time lapse. We'll get as much sold as possible and we'll go from there. So I've decided we are going to go sell this calf barn and the manure clamp. We're going to go sell that now. I know we don't have a full load in here, but that'll do. It should net us maybe £10,000. I think the last load was 10.5, then we got a 10.99. So, and then with the selling of this, that's another 20. So we should get about another 25,000 by selling all of this, I'm hoping. And my foot is on the brake. I can't wait to have a few more horses to play with. Because this is just so underpowered. So sell that, 7537, sorry. Let's sell that. So that gets me a load more money. Look at that, we're at £50,500. Right, let's go take this. Oh, there's also the water point we can get. We can sell that as well for £75. Right, we'll get up to the animal dealer, and I'm not driving there. This tractor is severely underpowered now. So, and also, I went to go look at the tractors. I think when we sold the last load of silage, went to go have a look, and it wasn't the Deutz-Fahr that I was on about in the previous episode, I believe. I think it was the Valtra. So we go medium tractors. So obviously we could go for the Deutz, which gets us 230 horsepower, but 24 miles an hour. But I think that's what I was looking at there, to get the 200 miles an hour. But anyways, we'll almost be finished selling this. So that's £10,800. That's brilliant. Well, we'll go drop this forage wagon. We'll go drop it back off at the yard, and then we'll have another look just through these tractors to see what would be best. Because if I went with the Valtra, I'd be able to sell the John Deere as well, but I don't think I really want to go down to just to one tractor. I think it's quite nice to have the two, you know, so that you're driving something different, which that then makes it a bit awkward again, because the Valtra can have a front loader bracket put on it, but the Deutz can't. But obviously the Deutz then has more horsepower, but it's a slower driving speed. So this is where it all comes in. What would we rather? Would we rather the horses, or would we rather the speed? Because this is 30. Oh, my trailer was still moving there. This one's a 30 mile an hour speed, which I know to go from here to the store and back again, it's a fair way. There's a lot of driving on this map. Anyways, let's pull this into the store here and see how much this will get us. I think it's just over £60,000 as is. That's without doing repairs, repainting, and obviously you get a bit of a bonus by bringing it back to the store. So let's put that there. Let's go 67. So yeah, 67,866. If I was to sell it from the menu, 61. So instantly I've made £6,000 without really doing anything. So that certainly helps. So let's repaint. Let's repair. And then let's sell. So we have, that's quite amazing, we have £130,000. All right, we now need to go, we'll go over here and we'll have a look at what we're going to go and buy next. Because, yeah, I'm still debating with it. Because that tractor we've just sold, that was 175 horsepower. So we need minimum, I'm going to say, of 200, and it's purely just to work with the hills that we've got. So tractors, like I say, we could go for one of these, you know, but you got no front. Do you get? Yeah, so that's just no front linkage. Yeah, you can get that up to 225 for £82,500. Yeah, and just for a field workhorse, that's brilliant. But we obviously need something to be able to cut grass with. The Mercedes, that goes up to one. I really want to get the Mercedes because we haven't ventured down that far yet. So that only gets us to 180 if we knock that up. 190. Do we go down this route? But then that's 21 mile an hour working max speed. That gets us to 194, but that's a 24 mile an hour. 24 mile an hour, 24. I could go for one of these. So that's 24. That's what we've just sold. Could go for that. 100. No, I can't. That's 135. So really, I'm now at my limit here. So 170. That's what we've just sold. this is where I think that's the only thing I don't like is the manual. But that's got the power. Right, let me just have a think. I've decided it's the speed I want more than the power. And plus, it means I can put a few upgrades onto here. We can put a front loader onto. If we do get desperate for cash, we can sell the John Deere, put a front loader onto here, and then go from there. License plate, no plates, please. Let's take that off. And I think that's quite cool. So that is what I'm going to go buy. So 113,000 and a half. All that money, we're now down to £16,500. But that looks quite cool, I think. And that's going to do the job, hopefully, just perfect for us. This thing is rapid. 36 miles an hour we can do in this. I'm sure on the menu it just said 31. And also, we've got a free upgrade. We've got a hydraulic top link. You know, those are standard. I think they're... What are they? Are they £3,000? Yeah, I'm sure it's a hydraulic one. Yeah, that's cool. So we've got more speed than what I thought. And we've got a hydraulic top link. But right, I need to go. We're going to put this straight to work. I need to find my drill because I want to put some spelt in because I want to make the most of these new crops. So we are going to just go put it down in the bottom field. So let's put that. Let's change this. Where is it? Rye, triticale, spelt. These are all little things that I do want to try to do. And £16,500. Do we try? Let's put this in. We may go sell some more silage then, just to make a bit more money, because I would like to try and buy our own rollers as well at some point. Also, I'd like to get this field as well. It's close to the farm, and I know it's small, but it's sort of big enough. And at the end of the day, we can take these, they look like oak trees, we can take those down if we wanted to, because there'll be quite a bit of money. Well, definitely in this game, oak trees seem to be the way forward. You seem to make a lot of money from them. It's just the processing of them is the hardest part, I would say. So right, we're now going to get this field drilled. So I need to have a look at rollers, which I think we've got the rollers that we're using in the survival challenge. But let's just have a look. Yeah, we do there. And then we also have these ones. At 6.1 meters, 4 meters. So we could buy that if we wanted to. But just getting it down the road would be rather awkward. That's what we've just hired. Obviously we need £25,000, so we do need to have a look at changing that. Well, not changing that, sorry. I'll have to have a look at adding some more rollers into this Let's Play, and also I need to remember to do for a what's it called, bale shredder for the manure so we can get some manure at the top. I'm struggling to think there at the minute. Alright, look at this tractor go 31 miles an hour up our driveway. Oh, just for that, I'm so glad I got it. Fair dues, it costed a lot of money, you know, well over, well, was it well over? Was it 115,000 or something? Yeah, but if that's what it's doing, then that's mint. I think the biggest thing will be is when we start doing shunting work, but we need to just keep an eye on it. But where is now? There it is. I was just about to say, where is my cultivator? Because we might as well go cultivate up our maize field, cornfield as it calls in here, so we can get that done, and that will be the field going in with whichever rye we can do for silage. Which I must look it up. Is it the vetch? Ah, I can't remember. Things like these I should probably get better at trying to remember, you know, trying to remember which one's which. But if we get this cultivated, then that is another job done. I would say let's get it slurried, but we don't have, or at least I believe we don't really have much slurry. Let's go animals. So chickens are absolutely fine. Cows are fine. Yeah, slurry 6,800 litres, and these ones don't have any slurry at all. By the looks of it, we're just waiting for them to run out of hay and wait for our dairy cows to run out of hay, and then we can start giving them some TMR. I just don't want to waste, you know, room in their silo, as it were, by leaving a load of hay still in there. Look at this 9 miles an hour pulling it. I can't remember what the other one was pulling speed, but that's fairly decent. And is it just May? But this maize crop, I seem to remember in other games that when you drove on the maize you never really broke the stalks down, but on here we now have broken stalks. So is that just me not being very observant, or is that being a change in the game? Let me know down below. But right, we will get this field cultivated, and I do love these seagulls. Oz and Arrow, they're the two people who are, I think they're making mod-wise awesome improvements to the game. And then obviously you've got Oxy and David, who's, you know, map making. Just, it'd be interesting to know where this game would be without just something as simple as those three. Of course, there's hundreds of other modders out there who, without them, there would be none of this game. It's like this Vulture and the Cultivator. You know, they're not a giant thing. They've all been created by the passion of someone who wanted to do it, and which for me, I'm very greatly appreciated, because I wouldn't be able to do what I am doing, or trying to do, right now. But anyways, that field should now be all cultivated. So if we look on to here, that's all done. Let's go through, because I don't know what's fertiliser and what's not. So field 4 has one layer of fertiliser. I should have put a cover crop in there, realistically. And field 8 needs fertilising. So let's go drop this off. I think what I'm going to do is leave the game, have a look at bale shredders, have a look at rollers, and then put a few more of them in. And then we'll come back and we'll finish on rolling that bottom field. And hopefully we can buy one. I want to look at buying a smaller one. That big one was awesome, you know, but I just think for us it's maybe a bit too big, and it's certainly too expensive at £25,000. But right, let's, I've hit my shed. Let's leave this here, and I'll be as quick as I can. Right, so we have gone and got some rollers put in. And I say rollers, I've put that one in and this one, but obviously that's too expensive, so we are going to go for this one. So we're going to get that bought for £3,100. And on the bale front, what I have gone and done is, oh hello, that was I missed the corner, or misjudged the corner then. On here, if we get a bale out, so let's go straw bale 1 of 1, and if I now bring up the menu, you'll see in the top left it says cut, so I can cut this bale open. So what I'm hoping is if I move the bale out the way, cut it open, drive over with that, load it into there, I should then be able to load it into here. That's me thinking anyways for the time being. But right, let's go get these rolls. So I know these are only small, but if you equate, they're 5.3 metres for £3,000, whilst most other rolls are 12 metres and they're 24 or 42. So really, for the price per metre, these are unbelievable value. Anyways, we'll get ourselves to our field here. We might as well start unfolding these on the road because there's no one in our way. We'll get this rolled, and then that will bring us to the end of this episode, which, bar the chaotic, that hasn't dropped fully yet, no it has, bar the chaotic start, I think it's been rather productive, and to get a tractor like we have done is brilliant. So this just needs a load of fertiliser put on it, and then that is fully fertilised and done. And the brilliant thing about these rollers is they're just the perfect width, so when we turn right or left and we leave wheelings in the ground, they do just about get rid of them, which is quite nice. And it's the only reason why I'm driving to the top of the field with the rollers down, just so I can get rid of them. But right, let's now fold that up, we'll take it to the yard, and then we'll call it a do. So we'll just park this up here, which, is there anything in there? Oh, our tedder's in the shed, so we better not block the tedder. But to be fair, we've got that much hay at the minute. I don't think we'll ever need it again. And especially if we do buy that grass filter at the bottom, all our grass is instantly turning to hay anyways. So let's drop that off there. Look at that, all brand new this episode. Tractor and roller. But anyways, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye for now.